in favor of Fresh here over Druids here in this first round matchup. Again, it is a double elimination tournament, but Druids obviously going to be looking to force a game 3 here. We're Fresh looking to take care of business and move on in the next round. Staying in the winner's bracket here. I'm joined by Ro8 once again as my co-caster here. Here we are, game 2 now. So, I mean, Fresh overall, pretty dominating performance is safe to say. And again, I think a lot of it definitely had to do with Druids. Not necessarily that Druids, they tried something different, which is fine. But we mentioned the draft that Mint got. It kind of seemed like one of those all-pick drafts. And that happens, and it's like, all right, you're setting yourself up for some trouble. So we'll see if it's different here in game 2, though. This draft already kind of is.
Yeah. Well, kind of. Both teams decided they want 2 of each other's heroes from last game.
Yeah.
Mint takes the Voodoo Jester Deadlift, and they take the Lodestone Parasite. So, interesting stuff there. But both supports are already picked, and there's still a Monarch on the board. What are you guys doing?
I wanna actually point out too. You see the bans here: Parallax, Magnus, Behemoth, and Oogie. So. Was Parallax banned the first game? I think it might have just.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was, and I kind of just didn't even think about that though when saying that. But we did see that a little bit, obviously, in the finals there of the Deadeye Bounty League in that Sync versus Fresh series. We ultimately got to see Sasuke playing it, which is a reason why he banned it against Mint here, and he showed why. I mean, it was pretty impressive to watch. Very fun, and definitely not for the other team in that case, Sync. So. It's understandable that Druids is going to take out the Sasuke Parallax here with one of their bans. But looking forward to seeing that kind of pop up a couple times throughout these playoffs. So a hero doesn't get much action. So, but banned here. But you mentioned the picks. Parasite into Pebbles, Lodestone into Voodoo Jester, Andromeda into Deadlift. Now, Pebbles coming out. We have also been seeing Probusk play a bit of Pebbles lately. So I wonder if that's what we're going to see here.
I think we are. I think that's going to be Probusk on Pebbles, and I think this is one of those games where they end up giving Probusk Pebbles, and different guy ends up going Suicide instead of mid. Because I think they like to run Sasuke on like kind of a secondary carry, I guess. Mm-hmm. I think is the best way to put it. But Probusk plays a lot of Pebbles, and I am petrified when I see his Pebbles in TMM.
Yeah, he has that history. He obviously before he's known as this hard carry player and everything, he definitely was more of a middle player. And heroes like Pebbles is something he was known for. Tundra is another hero definitely would come to mind. So he kind of going back to his roots in a sense, but at the same time he plays it in the short lane. So it's like he's kind of combining the two really. And he's proven to do very well with it. So yeah, wouldn't be surprised at all to see it end up with him. As far as Druids is concerned and how they're maybe keeping that in mind, what they're going with themselves, they go Madman here with their 4th pick, so their carry choice here, I would think at least.
Yeah, I think so, and I really like Madman. Just such a good overall hero. When you get a Rune Dax and the gashes are procking everywhere, it is deadly.
Yeah. Can be at least. Can be. Also a nice little carry. Nice little carry. Nice carry for getting involved earlier on too. His skill set, the abilities, a lot of damage that they can provide without necessarily having a whole lot of farm, of course. So some positive there what he brings to the table. As we've seen a couple times here, guys, Bramble is banned, so not going to be seeing any Bramble, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
I mean, depending on who you're talking to. Not going to be seeing Bramble here. Yeah.
You won't like it so much when Cloud's instant sheeping everything.
Yeah.
Then you won't like it anymore.
Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah. It's an instant sheep.
That's ridiculous.
It is the most aggravating thing in the world.
Oh, jeez.
And it's the same thing with Monkey King as well, because the pods count as an auto attack, so it keeps resetting his cooldowns. It's just.
Oh man.
You're
giving out all these secrets here, Ro8. Geez.
Please, I don't want to see it. They all know him.
You're breaking the TMM scene. Come on.
Oh no, anything but that.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So not going to be seeing any of that deadliness there here in the scene. So. Moraxis, the final pick over there for Druids. That's after the Bubbles coming out for Fresh. So, yeah, it really is shaping up to be this Pebbles on Probusk kind of lineup. I assume it's going to be, again, we kind of assume that we're going to see it ended up being a jungle deadlift, to be fair. It just was a little bit differently placed, but so probably going to be another jungle deadlift here.
This could be a really good Grinix pick right now. I'm wondering if that's what they're thinking about for different guy. Okay, that's a good pick as well, but
Yeah.
I was thinking Grinix because it would kind of be that, secondary carry with Bubbles. But, Drunken's good hero as well. They're giving different guy the Drunken. So they kind of haven't really revealed anything because Slosky and different guy switched so much that both of them can go either way. Or, wow, I said that really wrong. Both of them can go anywhere.
Yeah. All right, so, yeah, giving different guy that Drunken Master, and it also gives him a nice little way to kind of be a carry if it does tend to go more into the later game, of course. Drunken can definitely fill that role if need be here. So, but from the way the lineup's put together, it definitely screams we want to finish this by the mid-game kind of lineup here on the side of Mint. And the potential is definitely real. A lot of gank potential here on their side, including their main support option, one of the strongest ganking supports in the game, you could argue. So, speaking of that, how did we get Voodoo Jester twice? Like, where's that coming from? And both teams using him.
It is really... I think the hero's great. I think, like you said, it's a really good ganking hero. And I like it against Parasite as well, so I don't really see a huge problem with it, but it's just... Yeah, you're right. It's just seen it twice in a row. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not odd in that sense, but yeah, it's just a funky coincidence, I guess. But Mint's feeling that it's the better choice for them, and yeah, that was picked early too. It's not like it was a later on, just let's settle for Voodoo Jester. This was their second pick, right? Yeah, so second pick Voodoo Jester here. Liking the idea of being extra aggressive is what it usually entails, and the idea of manning up too. I guess when you see a Voodoo Jester pick, you probably could have, if you're Druids here, you probably almost could expect them to done some kind of man up trialing here, pseudo trialing of sorts. So, you think that's something we may be seeing here? Something like a Pebbles Voodoo with deadlift down there?
It's a possibility, but just with the way Probusk is aiming and different guy and Sloska are aiming, I'm gonna say no. Because they kind of both turned bottom, and Probusk instantly turned top, so... Unless Probusk is just so used to going top lane.
Yeah. The pause screen analysis here.
You gotta take what you can get.
I like that. In fact, she's like ready, and then like a minute later, what's up? Oh, you're ready. Okay. Come on, guys. All right, here we go. Game number 2 now. Again, commencing here in the first round of our playoffs. Or the wild card, as it's being labeled here in the codex there. On that note, guys, I notice a lot of people are bringing up the idea of the betting and even possibly spectating within the codex. I don't believe that feature is enabled right now. I know that they've been having some bugs with it, and they're trying to get those figured out here. So hopefully by later on here in the playoffs, ideally even next week, and of course, those things will be good to go. As far as the betting goes, I heard that it might be live, so I'm frankly not too sure myself. I'll try to get information on that for you guys, though, what the status is on it. So, but
I did get it to work for one game, so
okay.
I don't know about the rest, but yeah, it did work for me.
Yeah.
And now we don't know anything because they sent 5 bottom.
Yeah. So there they are. And got all 5 down here. Deadlift, he's kind of sticking down here at least.
He won't. Okay. Different guys pulled regen, which makes me think he's going to go mid. No? Okay. No? Alrighty then. Okay. Bubbles is mid, which makes me think different guy's going to be suicide.
There you go. Yeah, they seem like they're a little unsure themselves as well. One of those cases of still waiting to maybe get some information, but they finally do, whatever that was. And they send the Drunken Master bottom in the end, as they're pointing out there. So, yep, different guy. He'll play this long lane role. You got Bubbles, of course, ending up middle. And that means Pebbles, Probusk in his comfortable short lane up here. Going to be going up against a Lodestone.
Denver's on Voodoo Jester.
Voodoo Jester. Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, Buddy Lover playing the deadlift. Okay.
Someone in chat said, Denver's gonna own this game, and I looked and he was on Voodoo, so that's weird. Okay, but that's the plus side of Fresh is they all are so interchangeable in terms of the roles that they play.
Yeah, they can definitely adapt for sure. And some people call that a plus. Others would call it a little bit of a handicap in some ways because there is the idea that if you're not consistently playing that one role, then it kind of throws off the muscle memory of that role from game to game and everything. But I think there's arguments to be made both ways for sure. I think Fresh has the nice like fit for it. There are some teams that are just over the top. Like you never know who's going to play what every game.
That's true.
So where usually it's fairly consistent for maybe a couple of swaps here and there. But you see Lodestone's able to man up pretty effectively up here so far. Of course, with that regen he has. You can see the pooled regen even.
He does have to be careful, though, because Pebbles has the combo mana. Oh, bottom lane.
Yeah, I see this. Drunken Master. He's going to stagger away. Pops health push. And Madman's going, though. Oh, man. Okay. That was enough damage.
If the shield block there, that could have been so different.
Oh, that's for a different guy.
Yeah, different for different guy. Yeah, that actually would have saved him, so that 60% just came into play pretty hard right there.
Yeah. The RNG, not in his favor in that sense, and he gets killed. So, yeah, quite the dive there from Ula. That was some confidence right there for sure. I didn't think he was going to go for it because I thought actually with the health push and Drunken was going to ultimately get him to back off, but Madman manned up, and sometimes these the crazy plays, they do work out. So that's why they call it a risk. Ideally, it has some fortunate benefit. That's what that was right there. So Madman, obviously a great start in that sense. It still seems like Drunken's not letting that phase him too much, though. Comes right back into the lane and back to farming right here. He got Andromeda, still level 1 only. Nice thing about that is that, of course, the common stun and the duration stays the same no matter what.
Yep.
Other than that, how's the middle lane going? We got Moraxis versus Bubbles. Moraxis 12-3, Bubbles 14-2, so actually a pretty even matchup here. This middle lane.
Yeah. Both doing well.
Yeah, I want to. So we had some fun with this with the. As actually top lane Lodestone. Oh, look at this positioning though. Yeah, they know he's trying to rocket drill that way. He just ends up running away and pops a TP.
Oh.
And he's gonna be fine. Great getaway.
Definitely, that's so important too, because now he knows Pebbles doesn't have mana to combo anymore, so he's so safe top lane now.
No, that was an excellent. A lot of people would definitely have panicked in that situation. Maximilian, though, keeping his calm, realizing that that's exactly what they wanted him to do, was use the port there with the rocket drill. So he stayed back and ended up using the homecoming stone. Obviously survived, so very good patience and ultimately get away on his part to stay alive right there and keep the 1-0 lead in favor of Druids here. I do assume Pebbles is having a good time, though, and I mean 19-6 right here, so yeah, it's definitely doing solid. Honestly, Lodestone, though, man, 12-1. He's actually, and he hasn't died yet. He's doing very well himself here at the top.
And now like I said, now he's gonna have even a better time without combo mana. So he most likely is probably gonna just free farm this lane.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about Moraxis though. So this kind of confused us. I forget who I had as the co-caster at the time, but we were kind of going over his points here and how he actually starts with a point in the W and the E now. That's simply for the cosmetic appearances, because when you leveled it up, and then it appeared you got a shield or you got the axe, and it kind of told the opposition if you had an ability or not, which most heroes don't have that. So now the level 1s of it though, they actually don't do anything. However, it is a bug here on the spectator tooltip, so that's what we were confused by. We're like, wow, you just passively get 2 armor from the beginning? That's ridiculous. But no, you don't actually get that. It's double at the end, so you actually get the beginning. Yeah. Anyways, the point
Confusing.
is, it was just a bug there for the spectators, not the actual hero, though. So to clarify that there for those that may have been confused as well. Top lane, by the way, so he does have the combo mana now, but Lodestone feeling pretty cozy here.
It's so hard. It's so hard to kill a Lodestone, even with the combo mana now. He's level 5, almost level 6 after 2 more creeps, so it's going to be super hard to kill him. But they are going to dive him, so that might be different.
Yeah. They're thinking about going right now. You land the stun, there's Death Grip, and it all comes together. Yeah, it's hard maybe, but the Cursed Ground definitely helps as well. Secure that kill, so. However, TP's coming in now, so Skeleton King from the side, gonna use the face hug even to secure the kill onto Voodoo Jester. At least makes it a 1-for-1 there. The top lane.
Yeah. Not really sure if that was worth the Madman TP, but now he has to run all the way back bottom. Oh, mid lane.
Yeah, they're gonna go on to Moraxis right here, but man, I was gonna say that's not an easy kill either. It's pops a Matrix and they just run away. So using the Kelp filter right there, you got Sasuke getting a little too antsy. Trying to go for a kill. I guess, I mean, both sides end up using their ultimate in the end, and it's a little bit shorter of a cooldown, though, for Moraxis. As far as the reset here. So he kind of wins that mini exchange. But yeah, you mentioned Madman, poured it up top. He did get the assist at least, but yeah, having to run all the way back to the bottom. He is at 390 gold per minute, though, with that assist and the Bloodlust kill that he had earlier, on top of course, the creep farm. So Ula a lot more comfortable this game than he was the last game on Sanderaid. That's
Definitely.
for sure. What are we seeing from him, you think? Is it going to be the Rune Cleaver or what?
I hope so, because I really like the Cleaver with Gash, but I know a lot of people like to go the Null Stone, which I think is also fine, but with the new Gash, or not the new Gash, but just with Gash and Runed Axe, it's so strong.
Alright, well, there's that mana tube, so need to figure. That's what it's probably going to be here. Null Stone doesn't seem like it'd be all too helpful in a lot of cases here, so yeah, Rune Cleaver being that hard carry.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, even against Pebbles, of course, he can still use his chuck.
Himself.
Exactly. I didn't know if anyone else knew that.
That's true.
I kind of came up with that, though, so.
Breaky, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. That's what they call it.
Top lane again.
They're setting up again. The Death Grip is just a matter of time before it comes out here. How much do they want to dive is the question. Yeah, you see, they can't really see him now, of course. He's hiding in the tree, so. Instead, they'll just push the tower. Does he have Onslaught? He doesn't actually have Onslaught, but oh, he's going to try to scout him.
He didn't see him, though. Yeah. Oh, that's free tower, though.
Dude,
yep, still a big positive there.
Tower.
Yeah, missed the
The big positive is Pebbles has his PK in 10 seconds. And that's when it starts getting bad for Madman. It starts getting bad for... I mean, it's a free kill on Andrew every single time, so... This is where they start creating a lot of space, and most likely we'll see Drunken Master rotate top lane.
We've also seen Probus go like the Alchemist phones before, too. Obviously, he's not doing that this game, but... that kind of just hit me that he's definitely done that 2 or 3 times before on these Pebble games as of late. But yeah, choosing to skip that here, as you pointed out, probably going to be going straight for the portal key. I mean, he's saving up even more gold here, but obviously probably just finishing some farm.
He's going Shroud.
All back. Yeah, the good old Assassin Shroud build. Hey, there's potential. Big crit.
It does a lot of damage. You smack him when you level up your Enlarge for so much. Oh, there it is. And he's going to go instantly bottom lane, I'm assuming...
It's a Veiled Rod drop
there
off to him as well. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this is a dead Madman if they catch him.
That's an
even if yeah. Ula's playing so smart. He's like, I don't know where that Pebbles guy is. I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's times like that where you really got to respect the instinct of these players at this skill level. As middle lane. Kind of some back and forth right here. You see the Cursed Ground on Parasite, but that's just kind of running away now. He's going to be hit by the Death Grip, maybe. Oh, Pebble's there, and he just jumps over the Portal Key. Portal Key is almost unnecessary, to be honest. Just such a little gap, but now actually Pebble's in some trouble here even, and he's going to go down. So I think you got to favor Druid so far with this exchange, but it's going to get worse, apparently. Lowstone will go down. Bubbles able to chase him. However, Madman's now here, and Bubbles will fall, so they're exchanging 1 for 1 at times. Overall, the 2 for 2. It's going to be more, though, Andromeda. Can he actually survive through this? No way. Stagger does finish him off, and now Madman will have to stalk away. So numbers-wise, it is in favor of Mint there. terms of how many they kill. Well, Pebble's dying. I mean, solid kill there for Druids at least.
Yeah, Pebble's dying and Madman not dying, I think, is the big positive there for the Legion side. Yeah. And there's a sustainer picked up on Madman, which, I mean, I guess could still be the Nullstone, but it's not, hopefully.
Yeah, probably not. Oh, that's a nice kill.
Yeah.
Almost right there.
PK's coming in handy now.
Yeah. Making use of that. No, well, actually, that wasn't even a portal key. That was just simply shell share.
Oh, right. Oh, did he combo just... Okay.
Yeah, he didn't even use Kelpfield. It just simply, I guess, I think it might have been a case where Moraxis was just kind of low and hanging around, and Sasuke took advantage of that, so.
Top lane.
Caught him off guard. Top lane, Pebbles, he's
still dead.
Not going to be able to hit the stun, but there's that Kelpfield. Maybe not because all the TPs. Yeah, he'll survive and scares them off. So Parasite actually the only one to port in, the other canceled. It's a good decision there. And actually, look at Peksu. He is going to be going the Astrolabe once again. It's another case of the matchup of Parasite versus Deadlift. So I guess Puzzle Box, these Parasites just not a fan of going for it against the Deadlift here.
Yeah, and the Aura build is just so strong for a Parasite when you're trying to get these early team fights. So, oh, top lane.
Lodestone again. They hung around, and sure enough, it pays off. So Maximilian figures, oh yeah, we scared them off. I'm good to go. Not so much. Not so much though. As they hang around and secure the kill. So Probusk doing his job there as bottom lane. Possible action. Nope, just going to be a counter ward as they fall back here. So yeah, again, Madman with the way he is playing this hard carry role, and although his skill set allows him to kind of be a little bit involved with the stock and the barrel roll. Ideally, he wants to be able to just sit back and farm here, get that Rune Cleaver and progress. But, I mean, he is doing that. 400 plus gold per minute, actually top in the game now.
Yep.
So, continues to be good news there. There's a portal key for Bubbles now, finally.
Yeah. And I really like this Legion late game if they can make it there. So, if they can get that far, I have a lot of confidence they could take this to a game 3. Oh, bottom lane. They don't want to combo the creep.
Yeah, that always makes it awkward. Maybe, okay, well, he'll just chuck it at least. Those are the stalagmites after, and it is going to be enough. Yeah, so smart play right there.
That was really well played internally there, too, because he tossed him so that it would push him into the death grip. The death grip killed the creep and then trapped him. So there was a lot that was like really well played there by Fresh.
Oh, yeah, no, that's definitely a little bit even next level right there by Fresh. Didn't even pick up on all that, so very well played though. And I was actually kind of mentioning going into that where one of he's kind of regretting knock on the outbones going into that gank attempt right there, but obviously not a concern and not an issue. So easily secure that kill, and they push the bottom tower on top of that. It's a nice boost of momentum there for this Fresh team. You got one broadsword now purchased by Madman. So it is 100% now going to be that Rune Cleaver.
Oh, they might get caught here in the jungle.
Some solid kills for Druids if they can come through. The swap on a Deadlift. He's tanky though. As is Drunken Master over here. They will kill Deadlift, however. In the background, and the chase continues. Moraxis with that Matrax. The Gelfil coming out, though. Pebbles, no, Pebbles isn't here. Oh, yeah, he is here. He actually gets some of the background, though, as Voodoo Jester also got hit by that stud and is going to be finished off. So Drew is definitely winning this fight. Pebbles does take out Lowstone, but at what cost? He'll fall a streak stopper, actually, for Peksu. Throughout that on. That was Bubbles there kind of on the cliff. He eventually portal-keys away to survive, but Druids runs over that fight there. And they're going to steal the triple stack Ancients. That's big.
Yeah, I'm a little confused why Fresh actually triple stacked their Ancients. They really have nobody to take them other than if it's like a team effort, so kind of questionable to triple stack Ancients that early and then not go as a team to get them. So, yeah, that's a lot of gold, and this Madman's going to have his cleaver any second now. Yeah, he's going to get it from bottom lane right now.
Yep. Yeah, and he already has another 1,100 gold saved up because of how that fight went, so. Or, oh, no, he didn't actually purchase it yet. Gotcha, okay. I thought he had it coming out already, jeez. All right, so not as crazy farmed as I thought, but still. Farming very well. There's the Rune Cleaver now officially. And delivered to him. So, has it now. You got, again, the Mighty Blade on Pebbles here.
Dude,
So he is going to be going the shrunken head, which obviously is very important to have here against both teams. It's a lot of magic presence here. Granted, at the same time, both teams got to have that adjustment into physical as the game picks up. Of course, you got the obvious Madman here on the Legion side, then Drunken Master on the Hellborn side. So still will be able to provide some good damage.
Well, here comes the Kongor attempt as well. Actually, it's not much of an attempt. They're gonna get it.
Yeah. That's a Kongor secured for sure. Kill right here for Mint. And token Pebbles, I assume. Gonna give it to here early on.
Let's yeah. Let the initiator.
All right, so he gets it there. And right away, he, oh, never mind, that's not him. He's over here at the middle lane. But I was going to say, Voodoo Jester heads right down to the bottom. Trying to maybe set something up. Actually, just going to farm out the lane as support Voodoo Jester. Definitely a little bit of bait coming out here. But as we see, not really in trouble. No one really down here for Druid, so.
Nope.
Good to go. Madman instead insisting on pushing the top lane. As, okay, Pexu is going to be going the puzzle box now.
Dude,
yeah.
Look at that, though. Bubbles just purchased an Alchemist Bone, so he's already ready to go.
Yep.
For it.
That's good. I mean, it's always good on Bubbles, just for the simple fact that you don't take damage from eating the Mauler.
I gotta say, I hindsight maybe, I mean, but you figure that they probably would have gone Alchemist Bones anyways, but I mean, already having the deadlift, going the Acid first already, I think Abyssal Skull would have been so much better here for this Legiancy for Parasite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely.
Give Madman some of the lifesteal as well. Speaking of Madman, he's caught here. And he's going to be killed. They caught him. He could not run away. Obviously, no Shrunken or anything like that yet. And they take him out. Now, they do lose the top secondary. But obviously, taking out the opposition carry is very important. And now they're going to push the middle lane.
And that's a free tower.
That's going to be that free tower for sure. You see Andromeda and Parasite are trying to make a play at the top lane. They're just going to pressure as much as they can, but not going to be a whole lot in the end. And they'll end up falling back, of course. You got Parasite also going to homecoming soon away. And there we go. So, oh, what happened down here? Bunny Lover actually got caught pushing a little too much.
Yeah, he got swapped in and dead.
That makes more sense. That'll happen, though, so nice swap there to set up that kill. But, yeah, going back to choosing not to get the Abyssal Skull, I'm not saying Puzzle Box is an awful pickup by any means. Again, it's always good on Parasite, but when you already have kind of a natural counter in a way with that the onslaught, excuse me, from Deadlift, and then you already even have the Alchemist basically purchased right as you're getting it. So it definitely takes away a lot of its usefulness. Voodoo Jester going to be picked off here very quickly of this fight. Look at Pebbles, though, the patience. He's just like, you know what? Okay, they got our support. I'm not going to freak open, though. I'm going to wait for a good opportunity. And they're not going to save the tower, though. Huh.
Yeah?
That's really safe.
And he has token, too. I don't know why they were so afraid, I guess. Yeah. Like, the Drunken Master is so tanky, and they have auras, and they have bubbles, and token. Seemed like they did not need to play it like that. And, I mean, it was their decision to, so they just need to do something with the token now, I guess.
Oh, how much longer? I mean, a minute 26, so really not the most time here left on the token alive. So, yeah, very, very curious about the decision not to make a play right there. But played it the very safe route, and going to wait to try to set up another kill. But Druids has definitely kind of rotated into more of a let's group up and do things together mentality. And it seems like that's kind of worked for them so far. Now, here we go with a setup here at the bottom lane. Pebbles, he's kind of charging in, but not going to catch anyone. Oh, they will get Parasite. The Alchemist's opening. Kelpin on top of that. Nice swap back, but Drunken Master, he gets him and secures the kill. Pebbles He's taking some damage, but again, he has a token of life, so really not the biggest deal. He doesn't have a double damage on. Maybe would get that off at least, but Drunken falls in the meantime, and now more access. 2 seconds on the portal key. Going to be able to use it right here to go back in, it looks like. Actually going to the background onto Voodoo Chester as Lodestone helps secure that kill. Over here, though, Andromeda eventually picked off. Look at Pebbles, though. They're purposely not killing
they're doing
him.
so well.
They figure the token's just about wearing off, so very smart decision here, not giving him mana as well. And he's kind of just walking around trying to hit people. They killed Deadlift. What a smart decision from Druids. Oh, I love it. It's not going to kill finally.
Brilliant.
Okay, buyback, by the way, on to Drunken Master. There's the opening, though, on to Pebbles. As soon as it comes back up, it's going to be big enough. Stalagmites used. However, Parasite got in the creep, buddy. Portal keys away in time right there. That was some impressive play from Druids for sure.
To have, like, I don't know, that was so much, like, patience, and it was definitely the right decision. If they killed Pebbles there, they all died. He had no mana, he had no bottle charges. It was such a smart play on their end, and they really came out on fight, or on top of that fight, just because of that sole reason.
Yeah, the discipline there was on point for sure by Druids. It's so tempting to be like, guys, but I just want to kill him. He's solo alive, just get that kill. But obviously that would have been a downside. I mean, we've heard that before. Most noticeably with the Dr. Repulsor, there's the idea that if he has a token, killing him just helps him. It helps his cause in a fight. So ideally, you just want to let him kind of do his thing, maybe crowd control him as much as possible, and let him run out of mana, and then kind of go from there. But you know, teams, it's when you're caught in the moment, you're just like, oh, we got to kill this target. Yeah, that happens, and again, you're almost helping them. So very smart decision there by Druids to not kill him as soon as they did, and now that not only winning that fight, but you got Madman now with the Shrunken, and that kind of does change momentum right here, because Madman's able to put out some great damage now and not really be too vulnerable to much, other than the Drunken Master, of course, with the lunge especially. But overall,
he's going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Pebbles jumped mid.
But the swap out happens, and now Pebbles the one maybe in a little bit of trouble. You see more access, though. Okay, he's so tanky. Loso, big shadow storm in the background. They do take out Voodoo Jester. Bubbles barely survives. However, Deadlift, he will go down in the midst of it. So Bubbles at least gets away, but losing 2 in the process. And Druids is so on point now. 2,000 gold lead all of a sudden, and nearly a 9,000 experience lead. So the momentum really shifting in favor of Druids here.
They're just team fighting so well. It's just they're taking these fights that you know, should be easy pickoffs for Fresh, but they're just turning them, and they're just it's really phenomenal how well they're playing.
Yeah. See back there, Bubbles just harassing and throwing out the Alk Bones, but in the end, not going to look to make a play right here for good reason, as the tower will fall and they get back. So again, everything just going right now. You can tell things are just clicking here for Druids, and it's got to feel good for them right now, also behind the scenes. And I'm sure talking up one another, but you got a Madman now, 500 plus gold per minute. And we've seen before, it's not often, but we've definitely had opportunities to see a Madman really has that soul carry and getting plenty of farm, what he could do. It is quite a bit. I mean, that gash really starts to add up with the Berserk, especially being level 3, so he'll just start tearing through people.
It's 54% bonus damage when it's fully stacked on everyone.
Yeah.
And with a Rune Cleaver, it's AoE effect. It's just, if they, well, it's not going to happen, but if Fresh were to all stand on top of each other and Lodestone were to ulti, all 5 of them, it is just done with.
Yeah, you get a Tempest on top of that, of course. Secures the job.
Into the Behemoth, I mean.
Yeah. Just change their lineup mid-game. Let's make it happen. No, but
Hero swaps at 24 minutes. Totally okay.
Yeah. The idea is there, though, and yeah, definitely a lot of potential from it. So you got right now the Hellborn side in Fresh. They're, again, trying to now progress a little bit more farm as we move on here. Kongor, obviously, another Kongor kill could be pretty impactful here, and thanks to the new timer, you can see, what is it, a couple minutes now before he's going to be back up.
2 minutes, easy.
There we go. So
really is really nice.
yeah, it took me a while to figure out how it exactly worked, but once I figured that out.
Oh, now it's a minute. Look at that.
There we go.
This is great.
All right, so going to be able to see him coming up here shortly. And of course, that's going to probably be of interest to both sides, I'd assume, and see if Druids may try to make a play on it here and now feeling extra comfortable. Get that token on Madman, really do wonders here. So he buys another Mighty Blade, by the way. I assume that's going to be a Brutalizer. Great synergy on him.
Yes, I would think so. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Brutalizer is interesting because it's kind of considered like a mid-game item, like a mid-tier item, especially for the price and everything. What it's in total, it's 3,500 gold. So yeah, you compare that to so many of the other items, and obviously it's not as much, and for good reason. I mean, the stat-wise, it's 10 strength and 35 damage, but the idea that you bash people, but with Madman, because of the Berserk, I mean, it just procs so often. In the background, by the way, Bubbles, he's going in. There's that Shrunken, though, from Madman, as well by Pebbles, though. Look at Madman holding his ground, but he's taking a lot of damage, actually. Moraxis trying to follow up. Keep him alive, if anything. Madman, can he stalk away? No. Oh, the swap! What a swap right there! It keeps him alive, not for long, though. Finally, they kill him. It took forever, though, because of the beautiful teamwork. However, Mint is coming out on top of this fight at the end, as a hat trick happens for Probusk. Andromeda will pour it out, but man, that was so close to being so pretty for the getaway. Right there, but
yeah,
there's Condor.
And now Fresh is showing off their team fighting skills. So at this point, I'd really like to see Druids just dodge.
Yeah.
If they dodge, get another item or two on Madman, it'll just be so much easier to get through this game. If they keep trying to force like this, they might keep forcing to the point where Drunken becomes an actual auto-attacking damage threat. So they need to be careful about what they do now.
Now, interesting thing about the last fight too, Madman. I mean, the decision there, kind of thinking back at it, Druids really got pretty aggressive there, and we saw Madman kind of charge in and pop the Shrunken, figure that I put my Shrunken up, I'm going to be fine. He still takes damage, obviously, and again, when they have physical presence like the Drunken Master, Pebbles himself hits pretty hard. It's not like he's invulnerable by any means, so you do have to be a little bit careful if you are the Madman, I think, evident of that last fight, that you can't just necessarily charge in with a Shrunken just because you have it activated in these fights here.
Andro? Okay, that's an illusion. Yeah, okay. Then Andro, the Hellborn Jungle looks kind of real with the skin.
Yep. No, it's one of these skins that's like, even we can't tell. Yeah.
I was like, you have an eye and you're there? Well,
yeah.
hello?
What are you even doing? Yeah. No, he's good. Just scouting out with the illusions here. But other items that are coming is you got STSD on Moraxis. The Hellflower looks like I would assume is going to be in the works here to go with the Portal Key and the Soul's Bulwark that he has. Overall, good initiation tools. How about Andromeda, by the way? Wow, I'm just noticing that. And he's 2-2 and 11. Only 200 gold per minute, but I mean, he has a Glowstone and a Mighty Blade. He's going for a staff.
I really don't like staff on that hero.
No?
I think it is such a waste of 4,200 gold that he could have had another item. It's nice that, yes, it's a 10-second cooldown, and if it does happen to work, then that's great. But looking at the Hellborn and Legion side, these fights are most likely going to be relatively quick. Like, these fights aren't going to be long sustained unless there's a token involved, so...
Huh.
I mean, it's not bad. Like I said, it's 10-second swap cooldown. It's not terrible, but...
I see what you're saying, and that's actually a really interesting point to bring up about it, because it's like the mentality that going for 45 seconds to 10 seconds, obviously that's an insane decrease of time, but is it really going to mean you get it off twice realistically good in a team fight? And as you're pointing out, this is a pretty burst-heavy team on really either side. People are going to be dying pretty quickly. So a 10-second fight, it's pretty realistic that it could only last around that time. So, and it's like, and then it's the side of 45 seconds. Ideally, if fight happens, people resurrect and stuff. By the time another fight happens, that's going to be off cooldown anyway. So, going down to 10 seconds really doesn't matter in that sense. So, now that I'm thinking about it, and kind of the point you brought up there, I agree with what you're saying. It does seem like the 4,200 gold you're spending on this maybe is a little overkill.
Yeah, you think about it as that could be a tablet Storm Spirit, and the two effectiveness that those two items could have had together. Yeah. So it's... I don't think it's the most efficient. If he does get it off 2 or even 3 times in a team fight, then yes, it'll be the most value item in the world, and it'll be amazing. But that's in a perfect world.
It's that risk, yeah. It's that idea
Yeah.
that it's not a guarantee, and whereas items like a tablet, like a Storm Spirit, they are more so a guarantee that they're going to be useful always, as long as you use it appropriately. So, oh, he is going the staff though. Really, no changing here. I mean, he's pretty much committed to it. Already going the Glowstone and the Mighty Blade, so look forward to seeing that once he does get it. Obviously, stat-wise, too, it does bulk him up quite a bit, so the idea that he survives when he swaps, I mean, maybe that's a kind of a little bit of mentality he's going for as well, to be fair. But
Yeah.
The argument's there for sure that whether or not that's the best choice.
And sheep on bubbles. I don't know if we talked about that.
Oh, no. Okay, he has that now.
Yep, full sheep.
That's good to have here. Here comes that middle tower push. Oh, swap on a Delif. Very aggressive swap right there. Delif dies just like that. That's what we're talking about with this big burst damage on either side. So they get Shrunkins used. They're going to try to chase. Voodoo Jester. No, can't catch it. Gets out, but nice quick kill on their deadlift and keep them pushed out of their base.
This game is so 50-50 at this point.
Yeah.
There's no... I think there would be a clear-cut winner if this Madman was just farming and avoiding team fights, and then I think it'd be clear-cut Druids would eventually win. But at this point, if the way both teams are playing, this could easily be one random fight mid lane that it's just a 5-0 and they just push.
Yep. Oh yeah, this game is definitely all over the place in the sense of yeah, really have no clue what to expect when it comes to either team being in favor. It's really good back and forth battle, and obviously that's what we like to see here, especially with the playoffs being at us here. And it was so much ultimately on the line. Only one of these 8 teams will join Sync Esports to represent the North American European region in Bangkok, Thailand for the World Finals coming up in about a month and a half here. So you got Abyssal Skull is going to eventually be finished coming up here on Parasite. So you end up getting that level 3 puzzle box first, of course, but going to be getting that Abyssal Skull. And as I was saying earlier, I mean, especially when you have a Madman hard carry, it seems like the Abyssal Skull is almost necessary to have. It really could use that lifesteal, so it's good that he has it now for him and his team here.
Yep, will definitely help. This Andromeda is so farm.
Yeah.
I just actually looked at the fact that he has Chalice, he bought his own eye, and he has a power supply.
And it's kind of funny because it's only 200 gold per minute. It's not like it's really that great, but for a support, it's pretty good.
You look at his support, it looks like he's free farming as a support.
That's true. Yeah, no, he is obviously 3-2 and 11. He's been involved in 14 of the 17 kills, so that's a big benefit too. And he's only died twice. I mean, Andromeda is one of those tougher to kill supports for sure because of the swap, especially since they added the big armor buff that you get now on top of that. So, yeah, understandable that he is surviving here. Still solid performance on his part. What is different guy going for? Are we going to be seeing a shield breaker, we think?
I think so. I don't think he'll go Savage. I don't. Oh no, that doesn't even build Savage anymore. Oh, alrighty then. I have not built the Savage Mace since it's been changed. That is awkward.
What else does it build though? It's let's see. It builds obviously the Shrug and then Thunderclaw. That's right. Okay. So
okay, yeah. So he's going Shieldbreaker.
Thunderclaw.
He's going Shieldbreaker.
Pretty obvious choice now that we really look at it. Yeah. So Shieldbreaker coming up here for him, and he'll get it to level 3, of course, when that's possible here. It's Antro Illusion's like, trust me, I'm the real one. Alright, he's gonna die.
I'm up here alone with an eye. Nobody's near me.
Yeah. He actually got a last hit with it though, so a little bit of
that's all that matters.
Yeah, nice little increased farm there. That's how he's been doing it, man, with all these illusion runes here. Demonic Breastplate just finished on Pebbles. Excellent item to have, of course. Enhance his own damage as well as benefit Deadlift or Drunken Master, especially.
And the tower push with Deadlift as well, too. Can't forget that.
So it does benefit him as well. Double damage down here. Parasite's gonna look at it. Let his teammate pick it up. In the bottle, we'll possibly see this delivered to Okay, he just dropped it on the ground for Madman here, yeah. Madman's going to pick it up. He has 3,200 more gold, by the way, so he's well on his way to whatever his next item is. A jump over here in the background. Deadlift going to jump, however, counter jump on a Parasite. He's dropping quickly. Swap comes out. Shadowstorm, I don't know if it hit anyone in the background, unfortunately. Madman, though, there he pops the double damage. A shrunken hand, but he's dropping low really fast right here. And down goes Madman. Madman, by the time he started really getting going to that fight, he was already at half life. Moraxis goes down as well, and they're going to lose Andromeda. Is this going to be a genocide for Fresh? It looks like it. Pebbles does die. Oh, they can't actually stop the Lodestone. So only a 4-for-1, but that's a very light only. A very successful fight there for Mint in the end. And, you know, Madman, he was honestly really, he actually didn't pop his Shrunken until he was about half life.
Yep.
In that fight.
That's what pretty much killed him. He had to pre-pop that Shrunken head when you know a team fight's coming.
Yeah.
If you're holding on to it, you could easily get, and he knows it's a burst-heavy team coming out from Hellborn, so it's very risky to not see when your Moraxis is jumping in to not pop Shrunken head because you know you're going to get jumped if they have vision of you. And I mean, this was what I kind of said, like it was going to, come to a fight and it could be a 5-for-0. In this case, it was a 4-for-1. So, and with a deadlift, they're going to most likely get this tower.
That's the idea right here. Yeah, but man, that's got to feel like such a busted opportunity because they had a double damage even bottled up on Madman going into that fight. They got the jump as well on a hero off to the side, and it just all fell apart. They weren't able to get to where they wanted to. Madman, as we talked about, unfortunately, he kind of had his issues in that fight, and these last couple of fights, as farmed as Madman is being, he's continuing to be at the top farm of the game. Really haven't seen that kind of show yet. We know that this hero has potential to deal a lot of damage, but these last couple of fights, he's really kind of just got focus fired, and they haven't been able to stop that. So he gets a shield breaker now, so he's not helping his cause necessarily of being tankier. Not that that's surprising, but I just thought about it. I was like, after getting all these damage items with the Basher, a staff would have been an interesting choice this game. Huh.
If he's gonna get jumped and get instant bursted, having that second life could make a huge difference. Because, even if he dies, this Legion team can still push with the way Parasite's built items. So, they are going for the 3-man smoke.
Oh no, they thought they were doing Conquer without actually confirming it. I mean, I understand the idea, you want to make a big play, but man, to not have that confirmation and go all out like they did right there. Now, at least they didn't lose anyone. And the swap from Andromeda won't really change anything either. But that looks so funky right there. Lodestone, he thought for sure he was getting a big Shadowstorm there. And Congr's like, whoa, what's up?
Oh, that could have been so... It could have potentially been a really good play on their part, but not, I like the effort of it. I like their idea behind it. Didn't work out, but I do believe that at this point in time, that might have been the right decision.
The fact that they didn't lose anyone, it definitely made it worth it. But here we go, kind of a reset. Right here, they jump Voodoo Jester in the foreground. You see the lockdown, though, on Madman. He's already at half-life again. He had a Shrunken up, but man, he just cannot stay alive in these fights. He just drops way too fast. They do kill Pubbles in the background, but Parasite losing his life to do so. However, Lodestone, he gets the Shadowstorm off, and actually, this is looking all of a sudden pretty good now for Drews, despite losing Madman off the bat. Deadlift, he tried to resurrect, I believe, but it wasn't able to be successful. And now trying to chase back. They do kill Andromeda as well, but now Lodestone, he's on the run. Is that a buyback? Yeah, Bubbles did buy back here. Trying to catch up, cannot get close enough, though. So, another case, though. Madman, he's just really melting in these fights.
Yeah, I don't even know. That staff, that's my only... That's all I can say is he's gonna die at this point. He's not surviving. Like, he needs a staff. Shieldbreaker might not have been the right choice. You just saw right there, he just died instantly. And on the bright note for them, they kind of won that team fight for the simple fact that Bubbles bought back, and that's one less they have to deal with later. So in that respect, they did kind of win, but Madman needs to get a staff. He needs to get something.
I think staff or a wingbow. I think wingbow is the other option that kind of is pretty valid too, because obviously it's a lot of physical damage that's really happening, especially with these auto attacks here. I mean, again, Pebbles and Drunken are dealing a lot of damage when it comes to even just the right click. So even that too. But yeah, either or, no doubt. And I don't even feel like that's a hindsight. It kind of was brought up really as soon as he got the shield breaker, and just see an example of it yet again, that he just really continues to be squishy here, even despite the shrunken.
Yeah.
In these fights. So I will say they do have a Storm Spirit, and we haven't seen him get the Storm Spirit used on him yet either. So
He's dying in the Shrunken, that's the problem.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
The Shrunken's almost a hinder. I don't want to say it's a hinder because it's not, but
Yeah.
they're jumping again.
Now they're going to try again. It's almost pretty desperate right here. Will this be it? The swap out on him, man. Look at that. Again, he's at half-life. He goes back in, though, with the Shrunken, but Shrunken immediately jumps on him. And he's just running this whole time. Lowstone does get a big Shatterstorm off, actually. Madman now going back in. That's going to be a good timing right there as Drunken getting low. Pebbles does fall. Madman is still alive throughout this. He's chasing on a Drunken in the background, but not enough. And now he has to run backwards. You see Bubbles is here, the Song of the Sea, just a little bit too late, and Madman continues to run and barely stay alive. Bubbles, though, can he actually secure this kill? No, he's going to hide in the takeover. The Shell Serpent's not enough, though. Good man up there. And Madman survives through it. So, well, and there you go. That's what happens when Madman actually can live through the fights and come back in and deal some great damage.
That was really all on Lodestone. And all that was Lodestone got a huge Shatterstorm off there, and on Andro for saving Madman originally. But that Shatterstorm on Pebbles and Drunken was huge.
And now Kongor, and this is the third Kongor, remember. I'm pretty sure at least. Yeah, we definitely have had 2 Kongor kills, so if they actually even steal bananas on top of this, this is another big shift yet again. This game has just continued to be a case of really the back and forth battle. It's fun to see, but this isn't guaranteed, though. You got Drunken, he's moving in. They're not going to be able to get there, though. Madman picks it up, and he's falling back quickly, so he's probably going to even get a level 3 shield breaker now. Has the gold for it, yeah.
Yep.
Does that there, so.
I still don't like it. I would have rather him take the gold loss on the shield breaker and just buy a staff, because sure, it worked out great there because he was able to kite for so long, but if Lodestone doesn't get that big ulti off, that never happens.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still really all in, but if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then that's going to be, you're going to look back and go, ah, crap, I should have done something different.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Well, he's got the level 3 shield breaker. Again, he has a token, so that does change the mentality here a bit. As far as even if he dies, he'll come right back up. So now if you're fresh, you probably still want to focus fire the Madman, sure, but again, you're going to have to be ready for him to resurrect now right after that here. So it's definitely is going to be a little scarier for Mint here now.
If Mint can kind of hold on and not let this token be a nuisance to them, like just Legion doesn't get a Rax out of this, they don't get like an all or a huge team fight, that could give Fresh the opportunity to still win this game. But if this token gets used properly, I think this game's pretty much over.
Yeah. Oh, this is a chance at least now for Druids to really capitalize on, is basically what to take from that. So 44 minutes into the game here. Again, knew this game had potential to develop into the late game. And as mentioned with this lineup here, Fresh, that's where the Drunken Master pick is definitely going to be a good pickup here. I mean, he can scale pretty well as the game picks up. Now, he doesn't have the most farm necessarily, but it's decent at least. He's got that shield breaker, another 1,650 gold saved up. So we'll see where he continues to follow up. But here's that push, and again, the level 3 shield breaker, man, look at that tower. It just melts right there. So the shield breaker, no doubt, coming in a big play there. Gonna kind of reset now.
The tower really quick. If Probus could farm a Hellflower, I think that would be huge. I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to take way too long, but with the way they're jumping Madman, if he can get a Hellflower, that could be the make or break difference.
Staff of the Master for Andromeda. It's still being worked on. Almost there. 1,100.
900 more to go.
Yeah, just about there. You got Lodestone, another 1,760 even, so some decent items could be coming up here. But also the Hellborn side. Look at this, 4,000 gold on Deadlift, actually. See what he manages to get next, as 2,700 gold also on Bubbles here. So some more impactful items to come here. As Void Talismans are very popular. Yeah, Bubbles even gets one here. Obviously great against Madman especially.
Get the Harkons now. If you're already all in with the Steelbreaker, get the Harkons.
True. Yeah, that actually wouldn't be a bad choice here, I don't think. I mean, honestly...
No,
yeah,
like, in all honesty, he's built this all-in build. It's go really all-in.
Yeah, that would definitely be doing it.
And look, I mean, they have a Demonic, they have armor boots, like, a lot of them don't have vestments anymore, like, it'll be doing true damage.
Well, we'll see what that progress is of now 3,000 gold saved up here on Madman, but again, kind of pushing into the base. Only a minute 15 on this token, so they're at a spot here as either they go and commit to this or they just really fall back and kind of reset things. Looks like it's going to be the first option. They're going to go, God, the racks drop so fast. Can't even remotely do anything. These mids just consciously choosing not to even attempt to jump right there. And they're going to lose the range racks most likely as well. Madman just goes back in. Yeah, he just drops it. And probably just going to fall back now. Only 20 seconds, 40 seconds even on the token. But, well, that's a free racks right there if I ever saw one.
Yep, they got it. They got what they wanted with the token. That's very important racks to get. So they did get what they wanted. They didn't get the team fight that they wanted because, you know, Fresh was playing smart. They stayed back. They were patient. So, at this, it's still so even.
Yeah.
If Madman just gets caught, he will die, and he has a buyback. At least there's that. So, this could be a very interesting next team fight because Banana still will be in play.
That's true. 4,000 gold is mentioned on Madman, so yeah, really intrigued to see what his choice is. Again, several that have come to mind. Olin with the Harkons even, the Staff of the Master, does he get that now? Definitely some ideas running through the head. Of course, there's the wing bow idea on top of that. That still kind of exists, so he's going to get a homecoming stone for now. Need to wait and see, man. Look at the gold pulled up on both sides. Holy crap. Like, together, like on the Legion side, they have nearly 15,000 gold saved up. It's insane.
The Hellborn is at like 12,000. What? I mean, okay, buyback's big at this point, of course,
True.
but 4.2k is much more than a buyback, Mr. Peksu.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, he could have. Do they have a bulwark? Oh, they do. Okay, Meraxis has one. Okay.
Yep.
So I guess there's really not a small item like that he could actually buy anymore. So, all right, you could pull 4.2k, whatever.
I guess.
Whatever. Get him.
Something, yeah. Seeing all this gold pulled up though, and yeah, even the Hellborn side I was talking about. So, God, it's probably even more on the Hellborn side. Jeez, or just about. So, yeah, a lot of gold on either side being pulled up. Staff is going to be finished on Andromeda.
Let's go.
So the 10-second swap now, or Void Rip, as it's actually called here.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I know, right? I've never really thought about that too much.
I thought it was just called swap. Oh, mid lane.
Makes so much more sense. Yeah, middle lane, they catch Parasite. Well, speaking of swap, there we go. He's got that armor buff. Will fall shortly after them. More axes in the background, though. Picked up Voodoo, so support for a support. Eye for an eye. Man. He's in the midst of this fight now. He's sitting on Pebbles. Look at Pebbles melt. Pebbles goes down, actually. Man now looking for more food in the midst of this fight. He's still well alive this time. Deadlift will fall as well. And Druid is rolling over this fight here. A double tap for Ula. And he has 6,000 gold after that now all of a sudden. So he's going to have another major item now here as STST gets picked off. A little too up front there. Well, there had to be another buyback. Yeah, it looks like Deadlift did buyback, actually.
I think two of them bought back, actually.
Probusted as well, you're right. So, yeah,
okay. All right, well, there's the buybacks coming into play, but I think it's one of those things now where I don't really know what Fresh can do unless they can turtle out this Kongor and get the Kongor. I don't see any big item in any of their futures that'll make a huge difference at this point.
I mean, Pebbles, yeah, he really has kind of dropped off, as a Pebbles really does, to be fair. You know, by the time the late game starts to roll around, I mean, he still has potentially, you know, obviously be that hard-hitting threat, but, you know, he's not as highly impactful as he tends to be more in the earlier game phase. Drunken, that's where it goes to him being kind of really the core here, and look at that, talk about Olin-ish style of build. He gets the Rift Shards level 2 here, so Drunken really trying to put out some damage here to be able to drop, especially the Madman as soon as possible. Madman just got a Dancing Blade, so he is going the Wingbow route right here. And I think especially with those Rift Shards being picked up on Drunken, that's going to prove to be a very good pickup here.
Yep, definitely worth it. The Harkons would have been more fun, though, but that's okay.
That would have, yeah. But he wants to really try to make sure to win, and I think you can't blame him for that. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's definitely the right decision. I like the Wingbow a lot. He can buy it with a buyback. No, he's off.
No.
He's off by a lot, actually.
Yeah.
He's like 1,000 off.
Yeah, he's level
So-
24 here, 50 minutes in. So yeah, it's a good chunk of gold here for a buyback for sure.
I think it's a little under 2K, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably around
Close
there,
to
yeah.
that, yeah.
You'd want to make sure you have basically about 2K probably, just to be
Yeah.
safe.
So he could just farm out a little bit. Farm out the camps in the jungle. He kind of wants it, though, for this next fight, because he's still pretty vulnerable.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely wants it before the next fight. So gonna farm out a couple more here, and maybe now could feel comfortable getting it, but it's still gonna be close. But it doesn't look like Mint's gonna keep going. They are gonna start falling back. What's happening over here? Lowstone actually. That's interesting. He got a ward of sight down, very aggressive ward of sight, all the way here in the middle lane for TPing out. So nice vision here. They'll be able to use as level 4 Rift Shards is finished on Drunken, so damage is definitely real from him.
Oh! Actually, just right-click the sheepstick.
All right, there goes all that gold that he saved up. So
And, like I said, this Hellborn team needs a game-changing item. That's a game-changing item for the Legion team. I just don't see them losing a team fight anymore.
yeah, that
All the Shrunken Heads are on 5 seconds. Like,
Madman's hitting
as-
for 340 damage now. And that's before the gas starts kicking in, and
400 with the Abyssal and the
because
Antro.
of Antro, yeah.
And the
Jeez.
Abyssal is at 4. I would have almost liked to see Rift Shards for the all-in if we were going to do it.
God, that is something.
Oh, here comes the fight.
Lowstone. Oh, nice Storm Spirit, though. Prevents the stun. He's going back in with the Shadow Storm now, says bring it on. Pebbles. He's running away. Look at the kite, though. Nice Sheep Stick. Prevents the Shadow Storm from hitting anyone. Drunken Master going back in. Did he commit too much, though? Madman sitting on top of him. Madman, he's still well alive. Drunken's at half life here. Madman's going in further. A nice stop. Drunken Master will fall. There's no buyback. And down goes Voodoo Chester as well. Madman's well alive, and obviously that's been the difference in these fights here as far as if his life pool's good, then they're usually coming out on top. There's another kill. Drunken. Oh, did he get rezzed? Yeah, I guess he did, but he dies again. GG, well played. We're going to a game 3, ladies and gentlemen, here. Druids versus Fresh as Druids comes back in game number 2. Very, very good effort on their part. And the carry of the Madman comes through. So, but again, definitely a great supporting cast around him, too. You mentioned Lowstone, a couple of those fights especially, making some big plays. So, good to see. Druids doing some work there in game 2. So, yeah, final thoughts on that game, Rogroster?
That was a really enjoyable game. I really liked both teams kind of showed their team fighting powers, and it was very, very enjoyable to watch team fights. So definitely looking forward to a strong game 3.
Definitely am. I mean, I know a lot of people may, with the momentum of Fresh especially, would not have expected even a game 3 out of this series, but sure enough, that's why they play the games, as we say, and we got the game 3 as a result of that. So really, I mean, this tournament, all of these teams have potential to defeat the other, and we're kind of seeing that right here. Druids winning game 2, and we got a game number 3 now coming up as a result of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Game number 3 coming up next here on Hotcast.